Hello friends. Now this lecture is in continuation to my previous lectures where I have been talking to you about the visualization of male accessory glands in patients of inflammatory urethral stricture, and this is in reference to retrograde urethrophy of these patients. In this presentation, I shall talk to you how the prostate gland ducts and seminal vesicle ducts are visible in patients of inflammatory urethral stricture. Let me first talk about prostate gland ducts and their patterns of visualization in inflammatory stricture disease. If you look at the anatomy of the prostate, it's a lobar arrangement on either side of the prostatic urethra, and that's how the ducts and the glands, the acini, are peripherally located, and their ducts are long. It opens at an angle into the prostatic urethra. Nature has given this angle so that when urine flows down in this urethra, it does not reflux normally. But when there's a distal obstruction like stricture, the prostatic urethra gets dilated like this, and then in some patients it gets even more dilated, and this dilatation is with increased hydrostatic pressure of urine, and then this ductal mechanism becomes incompetent, and that's how the urine flows back into some of these ducts, and ducts get dilated. So urine is now flowing back into the prostatic ducts because of distal obstruction. In some patients, these ducts get infected and prostatitis can also set in. Some patients even form stones in these dilated ducts. So that is the reason for dilatation of prostatic ducts. Now, here is a patient whose urethrogram is showing you inflammatory urethral stricture. It's a long stricture in the urethra. And then you also see the contrast escaping into the prostatic ducts, and that's how it is. You will notice that the contrast is seen only in the lower part of the prostate gland. The upper part of the prostate gland, upper I mean the one towards the bladder neck, that is not showing more contrast. Usually this is the pattern. The ducts which are around and along the verumontanum, their orifice dilates more, and that is where the contrast goes more. Here is another patient of bulbar urethral stricture, where you notice the prostatic ducts. They are fanning out from the prostatic urethra by the side of verumontanum. That's where they are shown by the black arrow. In another patient of inflammatory urethral stricture, you will see these prostatic ducts, and the contrast is going far into the prostate gland up to the level of acini. So almost entire prostate becomes visible, and in past this used to be even called as prostatogram. Here the patient of inflammatory urethral stricture in the middle of the bulb. You will see here the Cowper's gland as well as its duct, but my point of interest is showing you here is the prostatic ducts, and you will appreciate that the contrast has gone not only into the ducts but also into some of these dilated glands which look like prostatic cavities, and the entire prostate gland is visible. So that's what is a prostatogram. Then there's some variation in some patients. In this patient who has inflammatory urethral stricture here in the proximal bulb, instead of the dilated ducts, you see prostatic cavities. And these cavities are because of maybe the patient had an abscess which is emptied into the urethra, and these look like pseudocavities in the prostatic gland, or they can be markedly dilated prostatic ducts also. Here the patient who has stricture in the penobulbar junction, and you see a prostatic cavity. Now this is a single cavity. In the former film, you saw medium-sized two cavities. In this patient, you see a single large cavity. Now this is again most probably a prostatic abscess which is emptied into the prostatic urethra. It's an empty kind of a diverticulum now, which is visible in addition to the urethral stricture. And because there's a pressure in the proximal urethra, in prostatic urethra, because of stricture, these cavities become larger and they persist. Now, inflammatory urethral stricture disease, as I said, is a peculiar entity. In some patients, you will have a urethra which is visible like a pipe stem. The pantograph urethra is involved, bulbous urethra is involved. Every urethra is straight, mucosized, looking fine, and this is a uniform pan-urethral stricture. I have in some of my presentations called it pipe stem kind of urethra. But then there are inflammatory strictures where you see urethra like this. It's inflamed all throughout, and you see very intense visualization of the male accessory glands. Here are the lacunae urethral visible, here are the Litters glands visible, here is your prostatic ducts that are visible, and you also see Cowper's gland duct. So all three are visible. So at one hand, you have uniform smooth urethra, no gland is visible. At one hand, all three set of glands are visible. So what will happen in which patient? We do not know. It is the nature and extent of disease which is there in the patient, which decides which gland and which duct to get dilated and not. Here is another urethrogram of a patient of inflammatory urethral stricture, and you see here dilated lacunae morgagni as well as Litter glands. You will see the Cowper's glands and their duct, and you will also see the Cowper's gland here, and then you will see the prostatic ducts as well. So all male accessory glands are visible in this patient. Coming to the another male accessory gland, which is seminal vesicle. Here is a patient of stricture urethra in the pendulous urethra, and then you see these two structures by the side of the prostate going behind the urinary bladder. This is the typical appearance of the refluxing ejaculatory duct and contrast refluxing into seminal vesicles. Now these ejaculatory ducts again get subjected to reflux because of high pressure of urine in the prostatic urethra. Every time patient voids, some urine refluxes into ejaculatory duct and seminal vesicle, and then they develop chronic seminal vesicolitis and they get dilated also in some patients. So that's how they look like, seminal vesicles dilated. So thank you very much for your patient listening of this presentation. If you have any question related to this topic, you can post it on my email drdalila24@gmail.com, or if you want to see similar videos on this topic, you can go to my site, the Lila Academy of Urology. Thank you for your time.